Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Football Analytics. Today I'm going to be giving out tips for the Serie A, round 32, 7 games left. There's a lot to play for. The league title is still on. The relegation battle is still on. The Champions League battle is really interesting there. So let's dive into it. I selected a few games for Saturday and Sunday, so I'm going to share it with you, my friends. Now, hit a thumbs up on this channel. Show your support, guys. Really appreciate it. And if you want to support me extra, there's a YouTube membership program link down in the description. So let's start off with the Saturday's games. Venezia against Monza. Now, this is still a relegation battle. Well, at least for Venezia. Monza are relegated, so this game doesn't matter for them anymore. By the way, Venezia has been performing really well. It doesn't look like it. If you look at their streak, there is no W here. But they have drawn against really good teams. Against Venezia, against Como, against Napoli. They barely lost to Bologna. And last weekend it was against Lecce. They are stacking points, but it's only 1 by 1. And they need to start winning games. At least quite a few if they want to stay in. Because Lecce is 5 points ahead and Parma is 6 points ahead. I don't think Cagliari is already safe. We'll get to Cagliari in a minute because they're playing my Inter. So let's look at the line for this game. It's actually not bad. If you want to go with the Venezia victory, that's not a bad bet. But on this channel, as you know, we only bet on goals. And look at this. The odds dropped down from 215 to 173. That means the money is going on Venezia, the smart money, because Monza have nothing to play for, but they still could be a dangerous team. I watched them play against Inter and they managed to score 2 goals. But look at this, guys. They're losing every single game and they are conceding. So what I would suggest, guys, is we go with Venezia in this because there's this far chart that I really like. It's 4 games in a row that Venezia hasn't scored at home, and once I see streaks like that, I go for it. I don't overthink it. It's simple as that. It's because they're a desperate team at this moment, and I think hopefully they get their victory, and that's where we're playing the safe bet here. Even if they don't get the victory, hopefully they score 1 goal. The only way they won't score a goal, I think, is if they get a red card or if the game ends in a 0-0. Otherwise, they should be scoring. Now, the over 1 goal market is currently at 132, which is not great. So you should bet on this game if you can, alive. Past the 65th minute if you're trying to grab odds closer to 2, or at least wait for the first half to end. If Venezia don't score, you can grab pretty good odds then. Or if you're happy with 132, over 1 means if they score 1 goal, you get your money back, a refund, get a website that has it, but you would have to win the bet with Venezia scoring 2 goals. You lose the bet if they don't score at all. But for now, the market is a bit low, but 173 is not bad if you like outcomes of games. Now, so that's going to be my first tip, is for Venezia to score in this game. Okay, let's move on. Now let's talk about my Inter. This is huge for us. Like every single game that's left in the season, we're coming off a huge victory against Bayern that not many people saw. Even I was shocked. So we're having a lot of games, The next 10 days, we basically have 4 games. It's 11 to be exact. So we don't have any rest, and that's the problem with Inter right now. This is the Scudetto race, by the way. It's between Inter and Napoli. We drew against Parma and Bologna, so that's out of the picture. So from round 32, Napoli has an easier schedule than Inter, and they only play once a week because they're out of the competitions. They didn't play Champions League. So look, Empoli, Monza, Torino, Lecce, Genoa, Parma, Cagliari, those are all beatable games. Like Napoli can go on a huge winning streak. So we need to win against Cagliari. The Bologna game is going to be so tough. We still have Roma, Lazio to play for, and Como away is not going to be an easy game. And Inter in between still have Coppa Italia against Milan, the derby. They're going to give it their all because that's their game of the season because they have nothing to play for. And we have Bayern in a few days, and we're not through yet. Bayern can easily beat us in the Champions League. Now, the line is currently at 133, which is not bad. You put 100 euros, you win 33 euros, and Inter is the high favorite here. But we might be playing with a lot of second string players in this game. Depends what Inzaghi cooks up. We are playing better though, but we did choke against Parma big time, and that can cost us really badly in the Scudetto race. So we have to win against Cagliari. It's simple as that. So look, the odds right now for Inter, the over market is blocked, by the way. The bookies are not even given that. The over 0.5 is ridiculously low, and that's why I say you have to bet on this game live unless you're going to take it as an outcome, because I don't think those are also bad odds, and they are rising a bit. So bookies are cooking up something once again. To be honest with you guys, I'm going to be really depressed if Inter don't win this game, because we might beat Bayern, but then we'll have to face Barcelona. And Barcelona is a different animal these days. We could end our year without winning any trophy, and freaking Milan won one trophy against us in the final of the Super Cup. Anyway, I just sound petty right now, but it's a clutch game for us, so I believe Inter is going to be scoring at least one goal, and you should take this game live. So my second tip is Inter to score. Now, the night game is Juve against Lecce. Juve got a new coach, Igor Tudor, so far. He has 4 points. They beat Genoa barely, and then they got a point in Rome. They were winning that game, but a typical Juve fashion, they're continuing playing low-scoring games. Even that's their identity, no matter which coach comes in, except if it was Thiago Motta. They are playing low-scoring games, just like what they did under Allegri. Lecce, you know what? Lecce sometimes shows up away, so you never know. Like, the market on Lecce for just to score is at 210, because it's so tough to score against Juve. And the line right now is moving a bit higher up on Juve 136. I also don't think that's a bad bet to go with Juve to win, because guys, these games are also final for them. They cannot afford not to go to the Champions League. They're gonna suffer a lot, especially financially, because they spent a lot of money on the summer transfer market, and they have to do it again, because after all, it's Juve. Inter, Juve, Milan always have to do well to attract people to watch the Serie A. So they are currently 2 points away from Atalanta and 1 from Bologna. So the Champions League battle is going to be really interesting, because you got also Lazio, Roma, and potentially Fiorentina in play. So my tip here, I don't think there's going to be any sensations, but betting on goals, it's kind of dangerous to go on Juve. However, if you're taking this game live, Juve is the type of team that tends to score past the 65th minute in a lot of games. So this could be potentially a good bet for Juve over 0.5 live. But anyway, my third tip is going to be again to go with the home team for Juventus to score against Lecce. And if you want to risk it, by the way, the line for Cagliari, just to mention right now, I'm not sure if I already forgot if I mentioned it, was at 195. So you can double up your money if you go with the underdogs, Cagliari or Lecce, to score. Let's move on to Sunday, Atalanta against Bologna, the team that's in total crisis mode against the top performer in the Serie A. The bookies are currently giving us 191. Yo, they were giving it before 170. That's so low. Bologna is one of the best teams currently in the Serie A. They even killed Napoli the last game. Napoli managed to get a point in that game. They were lucky to do that. So right now it's at 191. You know what? I wouldn't suggest, if we're going to go for Atalanta this game, I think the odds are only going to be rising on Atalanta. This is still, I'm recording this video on Thursday. I believe on Sunday the odds should be over 2 with the way the money is going right now. So don't take it yet, but look at this streak. It's simple as bar chart, guys. 3 games in a row, Atalanta. If I told you that this year Atalanta is going to go 3 games in a row without scoring the Serie A, you would tell me I'm crazy. This is insane in the most important part of the season, and that's why I think, like, I'm going to go simply with the far chart. Again, I'm not going to overthink it. This is Atalanta at home. There is a danger though. We are running the danger of this game finishing at 0-0 because it's a 12:30 game, and this is also a huge game for Bologna, but the odds on Bologna are so good. Let's see the over 1 line. It's at 210. You can double up your money. For Bologna, a simple goal is at 150, while the market on Atalanta over 1 is at 140. But guys, I would take Atalanta here to score, but I don't think it's a bad bet to go with Bologna again. I see a lot of you have been winning money on Bologna because you get decent odds, and look at their freaking streak. And who is to say they're gonna ever stop? I just think that Atalanta could get 1 goal. If this game finishes 1-2 or 2-3, perfect. Bologna wins and we still get our goal, just like with any game. That's why you have to focus on betting on goals. Don't suffer for 90 minutes when you take the outcome of game. Just bet on goal. If they score in the first 10 minutes, you already win your bet. It's simple as that. But we have to try to get the good odds. And the good odds usually tend to come after the 65th minute. So why bet before it? Like, why get odds 120 when you can get the same odds just to score for the same team past the 65th minute? They don't score for triple the odds. Then we move on with Como against Torino. Como is one of the most exciting teams in the Serie A because they got ballers, youngsters that may eventually move teams. Asana Diao, Nico Path, everybody's balling out in that team. Fabregas is doing something really good. Just the type of football they play is really nice to watch. They're not getting the results lately, but still, against Monza, they did their job. We had, last week went 4 for 5, I believe, in the Serie A. The only game that screwed us was the Empoli one. Otherwise, everything went smooth. Now, guys, this game, I'm actually liking the line for Torino, and let me tell you why. By the way, so Torino away, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 games in a row they've scored, and they have been playing pretty good. I mean, they're one of the top performers in the Serie A. If you look at the form, look at this. They got 9 points in the last 5 games. They don't concede a lot, they don't score a lot, but they usually tend to get at least 1 goal. Now, Como concedes, you know? Conte play good football, but they concede. Look at that, 48 goals conceded. Now, Torino here are in the no man's land. That's why the odds are so high for them, but we need a goal. Hopefully, it's a more open game, just like Como plays, and we get a goal from Torino. And honestly, guys, the reason I'm taking this bet is because I really like the odds. They're giving Torino over 1 at 210. Just for over 1. The Torino to score market is at 150. If you were riding with Como, it's currently at 143, which is pretty low for over 1 market. But I do believe, guys, I do believe this is the riskier bet from all the tips I'm giving you, but I do believe that Torino can score 1, and the odds are just pretty good. And if you want, take Torino just to score for odds 150. Now, the last game is the Roman derby, Lazio against Roma, absolutely huge for the Champions League battle. Now, the line is rising on Lazio from 238 to 280, and I'm thinking, because I'm recording this video before the Europa League, so maybe Lazio is going to be a bit more tired. And let me tell you something, guys. Lazio has not been performing well against Roma the last few games. Look at this. I'm basing off my bet because of this streak. It is the Roman derby. It means a lot. Like, for Lazio and Roma fans, this is everything. Even if they suck during the season, but if you beat each other, that's the most important thing. And now what I'm seeing here, what the VAR chart is telling us, is that Lazio hasn't scored in 2 consecutive games against Roma. That's why I think Roma, by the way, has been one of the most, since Ranieri came, one of the most impressive teams. Except losing to Bilbao, by the way, which we called, they still haven't lost in the Serie A, which is insane. So that L is eventually gonna come, and maybe it's gonna come at the perfect time, because look, huge game for Lazio, both of the teams, and I'm riding here, guys, with Lazio. I think Lazio is going to score at least 1 goal in this game. The odds right now for over 1 is not bad. It's at 175, so we're going to wait for this game to get the odds closer to 2 so you can bet live on this game. But I do believe Lazio is going to show up because they had some embarrassing results previously, so now they're getting slowly back on form in the Serie A. So they had a draw against Torino, which was disappointing, but that massive Atalanta victory, hopefully for the Serie A race, that's going to motivate them to do better and to finish hopefully in the top 5 race, because as an Inter fan, to be honest with you, I want Juve out. I would take any freaking team except Juve get into the Champions League, and also Milan. Guys, so this is going to be it for the Serie A. Give me some of your tips that you're going to be taking, especially for this league. Maybe you found something tasty with the odds that I didn't see. And I'm going to continue recording the other leagues to drop them in the next 48 hours for you, so you have them all before the weekend. So thanks for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up on this channel, and I'm going to be seeing you in the next one. Adios.